The most devastating thing just happened. I accidentally deleted 6 hours worth of footage. So in between me rage editing this video, cursing my very existence, and craving the sweet, sweet embrace of death, I'm gonna do everything in my power to make this video entertaining, though there is a high probability I will fail. You have been warned.
Hello friends, my name's Friday. So, for my 100 sub milestone, I came up with a great idea. It didn't work. So now we have a worse idea. Originally, I was going to do something in The Sims 4, but then my computer looked me dead in the eyes and said, no. So instead, we have this monstrosity. What monstrosity, you ask? Well, for some reason, my musically inept gremlin brain thought it could recreate one of the most badass and complex songs in Baldur's Gate 3 in My Singing Monsters. Yes, that's the video. Please send help. For those of you who've never played My Singing Monsters, the concept is simple. You collect monsters and they sing. That's it. That's the game. Obviously, there's more to it, like breeding and feeding and sacrificing their sanity, but the core idea is that every monster makes a noise, and together, they form music. And there's one special island called Composer Island, where you can make your own music using different monsters. Now, let me be extremely clear. I have the musical talent of a wet sponge. There is no way in hell I was going to compose my own version of Raphael's final act from scratch. So I did what any desperate, musically disinclined person would do. I went to MuseScore and found a pre-made sheet made by Castro. Link below if you're interested. The next hurdle, actually learning how to read the sheet music. And that, my friends, is where my good friend Lex came in. With our combined 2 brain cells, we were finally able to understand what each note meant. It felt like deciphering ancient arcane texts, except the only reward was confusion and stress. Then came the final boss, trying to actually recreate the damn thing in My Singing Monsters composer thingy, which I'm just gonna call composer thingy because I have no idea what it's officially called. Learning MSM's music interface was moderately hellish, especially when I found out that a bunch of instruments from Castro's arrangement, like the organ, aren't even available. I cried a little, but then I got stubborn. I used violins and clarinets to try and fake the organ parts. It went exactly how you'd expect. Also, there's this one part in both Castro's and the original version that sound like this.
Hell has its laws.
Yeah, I could not, for the life of me, recreate that. So instead, you get whatever this is. It's giving the yowls of 1,000 dying cats. Also, fun fact, I had to restart the song 3 fucking times. 3. Because either I misplaced notes, or the rhythm broke, or I simply gave up on existence. Somehow, despite everything, I pushed through and ended up with a thing. I wouldn't call it a song, I wouldn't call it good, but it is technically sound. So, without further ado, here is my completely cursed, mentally scarring, possibly war crime adjacent rendition of Raphael's Final Act. Original by
Borislav Slavov.
Arranged by Castro and butchered lovingly by yours truly, Friday. Enjoy the suffering. If, by some miracle, you didn't go deaf or melt your brain out through your ears, congratulations! You made it to the end of the video. Now, I'm about to ramble for a bit, but if you want to skip that, no hard feelings. Thank you for watching, stay awesome, I'll see you next Friday, or maybe even Monday. For the cool kids who stick around, let's chat. First off, I can't thank you enough for 100 subscribers. Actually, we're technically creeping up on 200 now because I checked my heels. We don't talk about it. And I'm honestly just stupidly grateful any of you brilliant, chaotic bastards showed up. You didn't have to be here, but you are. And that means the world to me. So thank you. Okay, enough sappy shit. Now it's time for the announcements. If you've been around for a bit, you might have noticed I dropped a hint about posting on Mondays. Here's the scoop. Now that we hit 100 subs, or more like 200, but I'm kicking off a new series where I attempt to recreate Baldur's Gate 3 songs in My Singing Monsters. Why? Because I hate myself apparently. Those MSM music videos will drop on Mondays when they're ready. Fridays will always be reserved for Baldur's Gate 3 content, at least until I run out of ideas. But honestly, that's not happening anytime soon. Next up on the announcements, every time I hit a new subscriber milestone, I'll introduce a new game to the channel. Well, I'll try to. There's no promises there. But with each new game, hopefully, there's a new series as well. And those will always go on Mondays, never Fridays. Fridays are sacred. Fridays are for Baldur's Gate 3. Fridays are for enjoying my content. Oh, before I forget, I want to give a massive shout out to Lex, who's been helping me write my scripts and brainstorm ideas to make these videos slightly less chaotic. Thanks to them, my videos no longer resemble long, incoherent ramblings recorded at 3 a.m., even though they technically are. If you want to show some love, drop a comment that says, "Thank you, Lex, for making sure Friday's videos are actually funny." They absolutely deserve it. And again, thank you so much for 100 subscribers. I hope I can keep making content that's worth your time, your eyeballs, and your laughter. Stay awesome, my friends. I'll see you next Friday, or maybe Monday, or possibly hide in the comments being judged for my musical war crimes. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you want to support my slow, beautiful descent into composer madness. And yeah, okay, cool. Still bad at outros.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend Friday, getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend, partying, yeah, partying.